Dear students, welcome back to computer science class. So today we will discuss the programs on arrays. Okay, the first program is to find the frequency of a number in a given array element. In a given array element. So this is the program. So before writing the program, so first we need to study what is the frequency of a number. Okay, for example, if I write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, the given array consists of 5 elements. Okay, frequency of a number means if I search the 20 in a given array element, it means how many times the searching element is present in the given array, that indicates the frequency of a number. Frequency of a number means the searching element, how many times the searching element is present in the given array, that is nothing but the frequency of a number. Okay, so I already said that, so in arrays, so if you want to write the program, so first is compulsory, we have to read the array elements. So after reading the array elements, next we can write the logic. So whatever we have to write the logic, or whatever we have to write the statement with respect to the array, means compulsory we can use the for loop. Okay, first step, hash include iostream.h. next void main, so int a of 10 comma element comma I and f is equal to 0. So here f is equal to 0 means frequency is equal to 0 initially, so I can initialize the f is equal to 0. So this is for storing the array elements, and this is the searching element, and the limit is n. N indicates the number of elements. Okay, so next is cout, enter the number of elements. Next, cin n. So next is for loop compulsory. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus cin of a of I. So up to this much, these 4 lines, 5 lines indicates reading the array elements. So if you want to read the array elements, means compulsory we can write these steps. So it is a fixed. Okay, in any program, if you know the logic or if you don't know the logic, so don't bother about the logic. So first we have to remember is to read the array elements. How to read the array elements? So reading the array elements required the size, the maximum number of limit. That's why I can read n. Next is for loop. Why we have to include the for loop? Because array elements means more than one elements can be stored in a single variable. So that's why at a time you can give more than one input value to the system. So that's why I can write the for loop. So for loop means more than one time the statements will be executed, or fixed number of times the statements will be executed based on the initial value. Here 0 is there, here n is there. If I give the input value as a 5 means 0 to 5 means total 5 times the loop will be executed. Okay, so I can enter 10, 20, 30, 20 and 50. So just I have to repeat one element. Okay, so after reading the elements, next we can enter the searching element. Cout, enter the elements to be searched. So without searching element, it is not possible to find out the frequency. Cin of element. because whatever we have to given the searching element, that element is compared with the array element one by one. If it is true, it will count, it will increment the f value. Otherwise, it will skip and it will compare with another value. So like this, it will search, it will compare all the elements present in the given array. Okay. So next is for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Okay. If a of I is equal to element f plus plus. If f is greater than 0, see out, frequency is equal to f. Else, see out, element not found or not present. So it's complete the program. Okay. So now I have to explain the program. See here, up to this much, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this is the reading of array elements. Here the searching element is 20. I have to take. Okay. So next step is, see here, I is equal to 0. So I already said that whatever the for loop is defined for reading the array elements, in the logic also we have to use the same for loop. ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅದ ಫಾರ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದ್ರಿ or ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದ್ರಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಚೇಂಜ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ you cannot access all the elements, because the position wise the elements are stored in the array. In that positions, with the help of that position we can get that elements. So that's why we can write the same for loop. Okay. I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, condition is true. See here, a of 0 is 10. 10 is equal to element. Here the searching element is 20. 10 is equal to 20. False means here else block is not there. It means I will be incremented by 1. 1 is less than 5. Again condition is true. A of 1, 20, and element is 20 only. 20 is equal to 20. Again the condition is true. F plus plus, initially f value is 0. The present value of f is 1. F become 1. Next, I plus plus, I become 2. 2 is less than 5. Condition is true. A of 2, 30. 30 is equal to 20. False. False means this part is skipped and I become 3. 3 is less than 5. Condition is true. A of 3, 20. 20 is equal to 20. F plus plus, F become 2. I plus plus, I become 4. 4 is less than 5. Condition is true. A of 4 is 50. 50 is equal to 20. The condition is true. False. Next, I will be incremented by 5. 5 is less than 5. Condition is false. Here the f value is 2. 2 is greater than 0. The condition is true. Frequency is equal to 2. So one thing we have to remember is frequency of a element means how many times the searching element is present in the given array. Okay. So this is the example using single dimensional or one dimensional array. Next program. Next program is to sort the array elements. To sort the elements using bubble sort technique. So here bubble sort is a one type of sorting technique. It is used to sort the array elements. Okay. So the program to sort the array elements. Okay. See here. So sorting means either it may be in the ascending order or either it may be in the descending order. Okay. So I have to write the program for ascending order. If you want descending order means just you can change the sign. Okay. So up to this much as it is, but element is not required, and f is 0, f is equal to 0 is also not required. Only we required is array I, and one more for loop is required, j and n. So up to this much means to read the array elements. I can read the elements like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. I can read. Output should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It must be in the sorted order. Okay. So for that purpose, the logic is for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. For comparison purpose, so again one more for loop is required. J is equal to 0, j is less than n minus I minus 1, j plus plus. If a of j is greater than a of j plus 1. One more variable is required, that is the t for temporary storage. T is equal to a of j is equal to a of j plus 1, a of j plus 1 is equal to t, and the program is not complete. So this is only for the logic of sorting the array elements. After sorting, the element should be displayed. Element should be displayed. For that purpose, again we have to write for loop. So this is the first part and this is the second part. Third part I have to write here. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Simply we have to write Cout a of I and l. Okay. So now I have to trace. The elements are 5, 4, 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. See here. I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, condition is true. J is equal to 0, 0 is less than n minus I value is 0 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. So why I have to write the n minus I minus 1 means, if the inner for loop become false means it will store the largest element at the last. Among the 5 elements, the largest element is 5. So once the inner for loop become false, 5 is shifted to the last position. Okay. In the second time, again no need to compare with the 5. So that's why I can write n minus I minus 1 means it will minimize the number of iterations. Okay. 5 minus 1 is 4, 0 is less than 4, condition is true. See here, a of 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the position. A of 0 is 5 is greater than j plus 1, j value is 0, 0 plus 1 is a of 1 is 3, 5 is greater than 3. It means these two values are interchanged. See here, t is equal to a plus j is 5. A of j plus 1 is 3. It is stored in a of j, means 3 is stored in a of j, j value is 0. Next, t value is 5. It is stored in a of j plus 1. So these three statements meaning is interchange the values. Okay. So next, j plus plus, j become 1. 1 is less than 4, condition is true. A of 1 is greater than 1 plus 1, a of 2, 5 is greater than 4, again condition is true. So these three statements means 5 and 4 are interchanged. Next, loop will be continue. J become 2, 2 is less than 4, again condition is true. A of 2 is 5, 5 is greater than 1, again true, 1, 5. Finally 5 and 2, 5. When the I value, j value become 4, 4 is less than 4, the condition become false. See here, once the inner for loop become false, 5 is shifted to the last position. Clear? See here. Now the elements are 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. Okay. Next, I will be incremented by 1. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. Again, j starts with a 0. J starts with 0. 0 is less than, n value is 5 minus 1 minus 1. That is 5 minus 2, that is 3. Because the number of iterations are reduced. Now we don't compare the elements with 5 because already 5 is compared and it is shifted to the last position. Okay, so just we can minimize the one iteration. That's why I have to write n minus I minus 1. Okay, 0 is less than 3, condition is true. A of 0, 3, 3 is greater than 4, false it is. False means it will not execute. J plus plus, j become 1. A of 1 is 4, 4 is greater than 1, condition is true. True means 1 and 4. Next again 4 and 2 are compared, 2, 4. When the j value become 3, 3 is less than 3, false. I plus plus, I become 2. 2 is less than 5. Okay, j equal to 0. 0 is less than 5 minus 2 minus 1 means it is 2. A of 0 is 3. 3 is greater than 1. Again the condition is true. 1 and 3. Finally 3 and 2. But still the loop is not false. The present value of j is 2. 2 is less than 2. The condition become false. Next I will be incremented by 3. 3 is less than 5, condition is true. Here again j starts with 0, 5 minus 3 minus 1, that is 1. 0 is less than 1, condition is true. A of 0 is 1, 1 is greater than 2, false. J become 1, 1 is less than 1, false. It become 4, true. But here the condition become false. Again I plus plus, 5 is less than 5, the condition entire for loop become false. Okay, so finally see here the elements are in the sorted order. Okay, it should be displayed with the help of for loop. If you want to read the array elements, compulsory we can use the for loop. Suppose if you want to display the elements means again we have to use the for loop. That's why I can write for loop here. I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Okay, so all the elements are stored in A only. So that's why I can write A of I. Don't confuse I and J. I and J indicates only the index value. Either you can use I or either you can J. It is not a matter, but only the matter is array name. At the time of sorting, I have to use the position j because here two loops are there. So that's why I can use I and j. Okay. So in the next class, we will discuss some more programs. Thank you.